Hey, what's up, BookTube? It's been a while since I did one of these, but for this book, I had to do a video review as well. So, the book I'm going to be reviewing today is Lethal Lawyers by author Dale E. Manolakas. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. But this is it's a self-published book, but it's a legal thriller. And I've read quite a few legal thrillers over the years. I'm a big fan of John Grisham. So I decided I would give a newer author a try. And, of course, when trying a new author, you never know what to expect. And also, self-published as well. I know a lot of people have a negative stigma about self-published authors. I, for one, feel like there's a lot of talent out there, so I think everyone should be willing to give a self-published book a try, because there are some amazing writers who, just it can be very daunting to go through the publishing process, the traditional publishing process. So a lot of authors are just self-publishing because, they can be in control of their own brands. Now, obviously, there are bad ones out there, but, for the most part, there's some great writers. And, I like to treat self-published authors with the same respect I treat traditionally published authors. But nonetheless, I decided to give Lethal Lawyers a try, which is the first in a series of books that center around the character Sophia Christopoulos. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly also. So, Lethal Lawyers, it opens up with Sophia basically becoming a first-year associate, and she's trying to get a position at this big-time legal firm in Los Angeles called Throne and Chase. Sorry, not Throne and Chase, Thorn and Chase. my mistake. Yeah, so she's trying to get a position, at this big-time firm. And what I will say is that it takes about 20% of the book or so before she actually gets the job, because her interview process is really long. But throughout that interview process, you get to learn a lot about Sophia, a lot of character development on the other characters in the story and everything. And it sets up what's to come later in the book. This is also a very lengthy book as well, for a legal thriller, but it's a page turner for me. I was never actually bored at any point. So once Sophia does get the job, on her first kind of, full day at the firm, somebody dies. One of the partners actually dies, and, it appears to be an accidental death. A lady slipped down the stairs, but after some time, Sophia, she starts to learn about some of the dirt between the partners in the firm, and she begins to, notice that there's some sort of conspiracy forming between the partners, and there's a lot of tension between who has, which clients and who's billing hours, on projects and stuff, on cases with who, so there's a lot of like internal politics in the firm that she's being made aware of. And all this starts to kind of interplay with her progression in the firm. And also, she gets romantically involved in, somebody else that's associated with the firm. And then, once this murder happens, there's also reporters and police snooping around. And because Sophia is the new person, they kind of target her, they cling to her for information. So, all these different aspects are at play. But I have to say, where this book excels is the character development and, the realistic characters. Because what I will say is, in John Grisham books, sometimes the characters are very cookie cutter, like they're template characters, basically, like created player characters, like default created player characters, basically, like just cardboard cutout characters. But in this, Dale Manolakas really put a lot of emphasis on the characters, and the characters drive the story. They all feel very real, especially Sophia, the main character. And there are parts where she seems a bit indecisive, and she'll make one decision, but then a few paragraphs later she changes her mind and does something else. And that sometimes that can tilt the reader a little bit, but I will say that that is kind of realistic. Like, in the situations that she's faced with, I could see a lot of human beings actually being that indecisive and making bad judgments. It's human at the end of the day, and these characters feel very human. And even though the plot actually becomes a bit predictable at certain parts, the character development really continues to just drive the story. It sells the story. It keeps you reading. I was always looking for more opportunities to sneak in a few chapters and just keep reading and everything. So I really rate this book highly, for especially for something that's independent, self-published. Lethal Lawyers is a really good read if you're into your legal thrillers. Sorry, I can't talk today. I don't know why. But yeah, if you're into legal thrillers, definitely recommend this book. And yeah, I've got a review of it on Redditol, on redditorgroup.com, so go check that out. And yeah, look out for more book reviews on YouTube from me. I will be doing this a lot more frequently now because I just got a new phone. I have more capacity on the phone now, so I can record a lot more without seeing that insufficient space pop up that kept coming up last time. So yeah, look out for more reviews from me. Peace.